everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, wow, you're lucky. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Kemi and I'm a content creator here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Now, I usually do videos about just trending topics, sometimes trending topics about immigration in Canada. I give tips for newcomers on how to settle down hassle-free in Canada, and also I do some lifestyle vlogs just to show you how I'm enjoying this place we call Canada. Okay. So if you love content like that, please shop around my channel. I'm very certain that you'll find a video that will capture your interest, and while you're doing that, please do not forget to like, subscribe if you're here too, drop a comment in the comment section because I sure do like to read and reply. And most importantly, turn on post notifications so that whenever there is a new video, you are the first to hear about it. Okay? And to my returning subscribers, you guys, happy new year. This is actually the official first video of the year. Actually, I've been recording vlogs, but this is the first sit down video of the year. So I'd like to say to you, happy new year. Welcome to 2025. I hope that this new year is a year that brings you good tidings. It brings you laughter, lots of laughter, joy, peace, and I pray that all your dreams come true in 2025. Okay, this is your year of great accomplishment, so go for it. Don't let anyone discourage you or bring you down, say do you think? No, go for it. Okay, all right. So let me just quickly say that for a while I've stayed away from doing content that has to do with immigration, but this year I'm thinking that I do not want to neglect my subscribers that are still not in Canada yet. I find that a lot of them are here in Canada and they see me on the streets and they always say hello, oh thank you so much, your video was very helpful when we were coming. So I would not like to neglect some that are still not here yet, because I figure that we still have a good proportion of them that are still in their own country. So this year we're still going to be having more of immigration videos or Canada videos, so to say. And without also neglecting those that are here, I'm also going to be doing more vlogs, something entertaining that you love to see. Okay, so it's gonna be a fun ride for 2025. Trust me guys, I have a lot of plan, I have a lot in store, and I hope you join me in this ride. And to do that, you know what it is, you have to encourage me by like, comments. You know, some of you are already doing a good job at that. I am very grateful. I think that's enough of the talk. Okay, all right guys, so you're welcome back. In today's video, as you can already tell from the title or from the thumbnail, we are talking about something that is very crucial to your immigration journey. So if you're planning to come to Canada, whether a permanent resident, student, temporary worker, things have changed. A lot of things has happened, guys. A lot of things has happened. I always say, or I say to myself, maybe I don't say it out, that the best time to start your Canada application process was yesterday, because things keep changing as time goes on. We have new government policies. In fact, the new government policies, they come just like that. You wake up and then you find out that something has changed. So today we're going to be discussing what has changed, or the recent changes for the Canada immigration plan from 2025 to 2027. Now these changes is going to affect a whole lot of people. Yes, it's going to affect permanent residents or people that plan to come as permanent residents. It's going to affect people that plan to come as international students, and also temporary workers. Okay, and it might also affect some people that are already in Canada, those that are already here as students, or that plan to convert to postgraduate or plan to bring their family. A lot of changes, guys, but I am hopeful that yours will not be affected. Okay, so let's get into the video of today. So the first thing we're going to be doing is that I'm going to be just talking about briefly those things that have changed and what it means. Okay, so now these changes is due to the need for the government of Canada to put some stability, economic stability, and also meet the labor market needs. Now let me also tell you that the initial reason why the doors were wide open and bringing people in is also because of this economic stability and labor market needs, but they've reassessed again with other departments and parastatals within Canada, and they wanted to bring some changes to also meet those needs. Another thing is that there are some strain in some sectors of the government. For example, the housing in some provinces, some cities is a tug of war. As a matter of fact, someone once told me I think it's in Alberta, that they bid for houses, that is the highest bid wins. That is, oh, this apartment is up for rent. Someone says, oh, 2,000, then someone says 2,500. They give it to the person that says 2,500, you know. So it's almost like higher bid in places like Vancouver, in Toronto, you know, those places that are really experiencing a lot of housing shortages. I think enough of the story. Let's get into the real deal. Now, the first thing that has happened is that according to the new immigration plan, the first change, which is also very major and is going to be affecting people that apply for permanent residency, is that the allocation has reduced. Now, initially the allocation was to have up to 500,000, half a million people for 2025, but this has changed drastically. It has reduced from 500,000 to 395 thereabouts. So there's been a reduction up to more than 100,000 in the number of people that will be able to come through permanent residency. Yeah. The second one that has also changed is for students, international students. Now, I understand that a lot of people come to Canada through students, become international students. When they graduate, they apply for postgraduate work permits, and then eventually they can apply for permanent residency. So this has also reduced drastically. So they are reducing the number of people that are able to come as international students. As a matter of fact, also tied to that is they are also changing the financial eligibility. Before, there was a certain amount that you were allowed to have to be able to come as for you to get an approval to come as an international student. Now, also because of this plan, there's been a slight changes to that, so there's a higher amount. Also because of changes in, I think, cost of living everywhere. We know it's all changing. Cost of living is going up higher and higher. So there's also been an increase in the amount that you're allowed to have for you to come as international students. So anyone who is struggling to come as international students has to look for more money again. I think this is really sad because now people have to, you know, work a lot harder again just to come and spend their money. You have to get more money to spend your money. It's sad. And another one is temporary workers. There's also be a reduction in the number of temporary workers that will be coming in. When I mean temporary workers, they are people that based on their skills, right, they let them come. So now for that they are focusing more on the health sector. They are focusing more on francophone people who have a good command of French, and also the skilled trade. Now, I always say that if you have a knowledge of French, you know French, I think this is also an opportunity for you. So if you are good, you come from a French speaking country, and you have one of the high demand jobs, I think all this culminate together to give you higher chances of coming. Okay, now let me address for the first one. I'm going to go back to the first one for the permanent residents. Now they are reducing the number of permanent residents to the new permanent resident application because there's now in Canada a backlog. We have a lot of students who have graduated. We have temporary workers who are qualified to apply for permanent residence, but are still not the application has not been considered yet. So they are reducing the newcomers just to accommodate more of the in-country applications. So most of those that are already in the country, I think this is good news for them. They will be able to transition from their current stage. I mean, those that are eligible, they'll be able to transition from their current status to becoming a permanent resident. I think that is good for those who are already in the country and are still waiting for, you know, probably their application is expiring, their postgraduate work permit is expiring, and all of that. Now let me address the second one. The second one is for students. So what does this imply? For students, for international students, I think this sector is there's a lot that has to do with international students sector. Now, like I said before, they're increasing the cost of the financial cost, and also another thing is that they are putting a cap. let me put it like that, a cap. There's been a lot of changes now to postgraduate work permit. You know, before also people who are studying could apply and they could let their families come. Those days a lot of changes. I think this has been announced for a while now. They are reducing it to maybe just those who are doing a PhD program and all of that. So there's also a lot of changes to postgraduate work permits. There might be a delay in issuing, or they might not be issuing at all postgraduate work permits to people who are international students and might want to apply to postgraduate work permits. There are certain courses or certain eligibility that they have to meet. I think, for example, people who come for a one-year course or one-year program, you can't just say after that you apply for postgraduate work permit. So there's a lot of changes that's going to be affecting people. But please, I'm going to be putting the link to some of this policy in my description box. Please make sure you read up and understand it thoroughly, so that before you commit to anything, you know the right program to commit to, or you know the right thing to do, so you don't just come and waste your money and waste your time. At the end of the day, you do not get what you're looking for. Okay, all right guys, so another thing I wanted to discuss is also how I came to Canada. So this is sad that this program or this pathway is also being focused on, which is the provincial nomination pathway, the PNP pathway. You understand that a lot of people make use of the provincial nomination pathway, especially for people who have families in Canada. It allows you, or it gives you an extra 600 points for you to, you know, apply, and then you have a higher CRS score. So what is happening also is that they are reducing the number of people that they will be allowing to come through the provincial nomination pathway. And let me also chip in that for some provinces like Manitoba, there's a lot of changes that also come in. You should note that there are also other pathways that you can access or you can make use of. For example, if your family member, I'm just going to chip this in, but I'm going to be discussing it in a separate video, right? If your family is in a city like Winnipeg, in Manitoba, Winnipeg, you should note that even though they might likely give you some points, you should know that Winnipeg is getting saturated. So they are trying to focus on the rural cities. So you will get a higher chance, or you will have a higher score if your family is in a rural city, not exactly rural, maybe like Winkler. You will get a higher chance of being invited to apply if your family member are in those cities, compared to if they are in Winnipeg. You can go to Brandon, there's Steinbach, there's Winkler, you know, so many other cities that are equally doing great. So it's not just Winnipeg, okay? Try to explore the other cities. Like I said, there is a program called the rural immigration, there's also a rural immigration pathway program. Try to look into that, okay? Maybe in another video I'm going to be doing talking about that and how it works and all of that. I'm going to do my research and talk about that just for you, okay? So if you have watched this video thus far and you have not liked it, why? Let me know why. Please do like, okay? And let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you. And one other thing I'm going to be talking about is the LMIA. Now, this has been like the major highlights for people. People tell you try to get a job. If you get a job in Canada, and then from there the job is going to give you an LMIA for you to come as a permanent resident. Now, this has also been impacted by the new immigration plan, because it has been observed that people now use this to commit fraud. People use this pathway to commit fraud. There's been a lot of fraud. People buy LMIA. Yes, you can buy LMIA now in Canada. People sell it for as much as 10,000 and more. So you are indebted to that employer, or you are indebted to that person who sells the LMIA to you. So you are stuck with them for a while. I think the government of Canada has got a hang of this and noticed that people now do that and use it to commit fraud. So that said, even if you get a job in Canada, the LMIA does not exactly give you extra points, because they're trying to, you know, shut off that fraud, or shut off the idea of people paying for the LMIA. So I think this is also a major one, especially for people in some sectors who have been going through that. I think it's also like a very, I would say it's a good one, But then I think it also gives everyone a fair ground to be able to get a job, right? To apply, get a job, and then not some people buying it when some people do not have money to buy it. You know, they're just there left hanging. I hope you guys get my point. Okay, all right, so thank you so much. I think we've come to the end of this video. Let me know if you have any comments, any question in the comment section. I will be glad to answer them, and if I do not have answer to them, I'll do my research and give you an answer. Okay, thank you so much, and once again I want to wish you a prosperous 2025. Okay, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to share this with someone who might benefit from this. Okay, it won't do you any harm. Thank you so much. Until I see you again in the next video, bye for now.